Hi, this is Scott. Welcome back to another Hollinger Team video blog, this one being our third quarter market report for 2021. All the numbers that we're going to see are reflective of a very strong market and very little for sale across the board. Residential, land, both are seeing a very limited number of properties for sale relative to the number of transactions. So let's start out with the overview for the Flathead Valley for homes and vacant land sales. Right now there's 504 homes for sale in the Flathead Valley. There's 564 pending sales. The closed transactions so far this year are 2,280 homes, and that compares with last year's of 2,362. So very narrow margin there. Just a few less homes that have sold this year. Again, just not that many homes for sale. I know 504 sounds like a lot, but in certain price ranges there's very little for sale, especially for entry level or primary residential housing, I'll just call it. The land sales have been much stronger, which I think is indicative of the anticipation of more homes that are going to be constructed. So there's 480 homes for sale right now, 182 pending, which is kind of interesting. Might have to do with just the whole lack of material thing, but certainly the number of transactions is sold so far this year, 1,200 this year compared to 977 last year. So a huge uptick. I think it's just people anticipating the demand for homes, number one, and then anticipating perhaps an increase in the supply chain of materials to do home constructions. Now on to Flathead Lake. The home sales are substantially down this year compared to last year. Year to date, there's 55 homes that have closed compared to 75 last year. Interesting kind of reflection also on this third quarter. This third quarter, we've seen 26 homes sell compared to 57 last year. So just a stark example of the lack of homes for sale. There's 26 homes for sale, which means that just in the third quarter of this year, that many homes have sold. There's 11 pending. So very little for sale, and just I guess hesitation in the market because of things to choose from. On the vacant land side, this year saw 19 vacant land sales compared to 14 last year. So again, kind of like the land sales on just the whole valley in general, we're seeing vacant property selling in anticipation of building. This quarter saw 9 lot sales, so almost 50% of all the sales on the lake were in just the third quarter, compared with 5 last year. So a big uptick on that. There's 10 active sales, so again about as many for sale as sold in the last quarter, and there's 6 pending sales. So if I haven't said it yet, it's a great time to sell for anybody that's thinking of doing it. And I would just say nobody knows where it's going to go from here on. So if you are the kind that says you want to say, I timed it and hit the market at the top, I don't know, but maybe this is the time for that kind of thought process. Maybe there's something out there to be had from that. On the condominium side, that's also been for forever. It seemed like we just had a steady inventory of condominiums available. It seemed like they averaged somewhere in the 30s year after year. Well, now we're down to 35 closed transactions so far this year compared to 40. So again, fewer for sale. There's only 6 active listings right now and 4 pending sales. So We in the third quarter here again we saw a huge number of transactions there, 19 compared to 22 last year, so reflective, I mean pretty much same kind of numbers, but still reflective of a few less homes for sale. Now on to Echo and Lake Blaine and the information there. On Echo and Blaine, we have seen a fair number of sales of homes so far this year. We've got a year-to-date sale this year of 7 homes compared to 1 last year. So I don't know if that was just migration from some of the other lakes or people looking for some kind of lake home for sale, and there happened to be some here for that were available. There's 4 currently on the market, 2 on Echo and 2 on Lake Blaine. Year to date, and the pending is there's no pending sales right now. So 7 times as many sales this year of homes compared to last year. So very robust there, but it left only 4 remaining for sale. We have 6 active listings, and year to date we have 2 sold this year as opposed to 1 last year. There is 1 pending sale, and the actives are 4 on Echo, 1 on Blaine, and 1 on Abbott Lake. All of the lakes here we're going to have some pretty small numbers as far as what's available, what's pending, and also the numbers are all going to be kind of down overall. Let's go on to Swan Lake. On Swan Lake we have some pretty small numbers. On the homes for sale, there's only 2 available, no pending sales. 3 sales so far this year compared with 5 last year, so reflective of the market we have, very little for sale. On the vacant land side, there's been 2 sales this year. There's 2 active listings still. That compares with 8 vacant land sales last year, so very little for sale there. 1 pending sale on Swan, so still plenty of good strong activity out there. On the Swan River side, there's some interesting numbers there. 4 sales this year compared with 11 sales last year of homes on the Swan River. There's only 1 home for sale right now, and on both the residential and the vacant land side, there's no pending sales. Vacant land, there's 6 for sale, which is a good number. 4 have closed so far this year, and we have that comparison with 7 from last year. So again, we're just going to see, at least for the foreseeable future here, some small numbers on all of our lake reports, and as well as off the lake, there's just very little available. Now on to the lakes west of Kalispell. On the lakes west of Kalispell, we've had some pretty good sales activity out there for the number of properties for sale. There right now on the lakes, there are 5 homes currently for sale, which is pretty good for this late in the year that there's that many that are still available. 1 pending sale. We've had 11 sales so far this year compared with 13 last year, so pretty good similar pace there. The vacant land is certainly a lot less for sale right now. There's only there's 2 vacant lots currently available on all of those lakes total. There's been 3 sales so far this year compared with 12 last year, so a reflection of just what's available and having it all sell, and there's 1 pending sale out of those. So kind of interesting for 3 lakes there, and 4 including Foy's Lake. They have that many homes on those lakes, but have really not a huge number of sales there. Now just a quick word on Whitefish Lake to show you what's been going on there, and then on to Lake Mary Ronan, and just share the numbers from all of the lakes. First to Whitefish. Whitefish's residential sales are quite interesting. I'll jump back a year just for a number there. 50 homes sold on Whitefish Lake in the first 3 quarters of the year, compared with 14 that have sold so far this year. So just a giant reflection of what's available. There's only 2 active homes for sale. So really right now, no prayer of even getting close to what the sales numbers were last year. On Whitefish, there's no pending sales either. On the vacant land side, there's no active land listings, no pending sales on vacant land, and this year there's been 1 sale compared to 6 last year. So very, very strong illustration of the just not many homes for sale, and certainly a lot of people looking to buy. And then last but not least, Lake Mary Ronan. Lake Mary Ronan is probably the example of all the rest of the lakes, but maybe as a summary, there's no active listings, both residential or vacant, no pending sales, residential or vacant. On the lake last year, 5 homes sold compared to 2 this year, so whatever came up for sale went away, and that compares with, and then along with that, there's 3 vacant land sales compared to 0 last year. So that just shows that there was nothing for sale last year, but then they came up and they sold immediately on Lake Mary Ronan. For those that don't know, it's a great little kind of hidden away lake with great fishing both summer and winter, and just a beautiful setting. Thank you for tuning in to another Hollinger Team video blog. Appreciate the positive comments. Please share this with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you have interesting topics or topics that are interesting you that you'd like us to cover, please let us know. Happy to do a video with those and do some research and share some good information.